Hi, EVP teammates. It's Christian. Happy April. I can't believe it. We're already 3 months into the year. Hope you guys all had a great first quarter. We are back with another Eye on EVP, and we are going to continue to highlight some of our teammates throughout the company in an effort for all of you to get to know them better and myself, quite frankly. I've met all of the people that we've talked to so far, but this is another opportunity for me to get further acquainted, which I'm excited about. So this week we're going to leave Texas and we're going to go to Arizona to Swagel Wootton Eye Institute, and we're very excited to have Kay Staser and Artie Bradic with us today to share a little bit about themselves. So I'm going to go left to right on my screen and start with Artie and give him an opportunity to, Artie, just tell us a little bit about what's your role at Swagel Wootton, and would also just love to hear a little bit about yourself personally.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you, Christian, for just hosting us and giving us the opportunity to just talk about ourselves to the rest of the company. Like Christian said, my name is Artie. I work at Swagel Wootton. I've been working there. It'll be 4 years in September of this year. And my role is a clinic coordinator. So I kind of help out with partly administrative, sometimes clinic, as kind of liaison to help any of the administrative works, any of the documentation, create any of that kind of information that goes through the clinic. And then sometimes I'll even be a translator for the clinic. So kind of just a jack of all trades. Personal thing about me is, so I live in Tempe, Arizona. I've lived here for about 5 years. Before then, I lived in Tucson for school, but most of my life I grew up in Arkansas, which is a really random place to to have lived in. And before then, I actually was born and grew up in Mexico for a few years. So that was fun time of my life, just kind of being able to move around and experience lots of different places. So that was fun.
Awesome. Kay, how about you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kay. I'm an ophthalmic technician here. I've been here for about, I'd say, a year and a half. And some of my duties just include what you see. The patients first walk in after they come see check-in. I'm the person that works them up, gets them ready for pre and post-op care for the doctors. I do translate a little bit, but definitely not as good as Artie. So he beats me there for sure. But just helping clinical duties. And then, of course, with our new teammates, I help with teaching them and kind of helping the learning process for a lot of our new technicians here. And hopefully I'll be helping a little bit more with them getting COA trained and COA certified. So
Fantastic.
yeah, it's pretty fun. I've always grown up here in Arizona. So started in Mesa, went to Chandler, and then ended up back in Mesa. I actually went to Tucson as well for my schooling down in U of A. So I kind of stayed local all around. And
Bear
it's
down,
been really
right?
fun. Yeah, bear down, much to my dad's chagrin. So yeah, I've been around the area. I'm within the LGBTQ community, so I try to help where I can with that. Among other communities here in Arizona, we've got a pretty tight-knit group, so it's been pretty
That's
fun.
fantastic.
I love it. Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. What do you guys like most about working here at Swagel Wootton and EVP more broadly? Kay, we'll start with you this time.
Ooh, there's a lot, actually. Well, one of the big things when I was looking for a job to start off was to find somewhere where I could grow personally, not just, as a non-binary person, but also, intellectually, right? So I think the doctors here have really helped me grow. And it's really cool to be able to ask questions to doctors who, beforehand in other clinics, you might have been nervous to. But here, especially at Swagel Wootton, they've made it really, really easy to just connect and further progress patient care.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Artie?
Well, I will start off by saying that before I worked at Swagel Wootton, I worked at Arizona Eye Consultants in Tucson. And then after that, I worked at Southwestern Eye Centers under AVP. And out of all the companies that I've worked at, I would say Swagel Wootton and EVP for sure are the ones that really offered the most opportunities, not just for me, but I would say for a lot of the coworkers that I work at and that I've witnessed. And they offer opportunities that just make sense. You know, it doesn't feel like they just stick someone in a department just because they're low on staff. I feel like the administration really takes their time to really get to know each employee, really get to know their skill set, what they could excel in, and see what stepping stones they could be placed in that would make sense, that would not only make them succeed, but also make the overall organization excel as well. So that's my number one. My number two would be the coffee machine in the lobby. Definitely something that I love and would recommend everyone get.
Other than the fantastic weather in Arizona, that's a pretty good reason for other EVP teammates to go see Swagel Wootton. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Artie, which of our values would you say you connect with the most?
So I took some time to think about this, and I ultimately decided on collaborative. I think that's definitely one that I really connect with the most and have witnessed the most at Swagel Wootton. So it's one that's really, I feel like, underestimated and really important because it really is a team effort for everyone to collaborate for the patient experience. That's something that we've really been focusing on recently is the patient experience. And that starts with the schedulers or the growth department or the first person of contact that really sets the tone for the patient and what kind of facility we are. After that, it's the front desk whenever they come in for their appointment, and then that gets collaborated with Kay's department and technicians, and they have to show that they're not only competent and know what they're doing, but they're kind of like an extension of the doctor themselves and really set the tone for the doctor's care as well. And then of course the doctor and the checkout desk, and so all of that is really, really, really important for the patient experience, is really important for my role. And I've kind of been involved in a lot of departments where we kind of have to problem solve and collaborate together to know where we can really find solutions.
That's great. Well, for those of you that don't know, Swagel Wootton has a massively high Net Promoter Score, which we use to measure patient satisfaction. And I think a lot of it's probably attributed not only to all the people like these two on this call, but also the collaboration value that Artie referenced and their ability to exercise that. Kay, how about you?
Well, Artie kind of stole my thunder. Yeah, I would say collaborative, especially down here at Swagel Wootton. It really is kind of cool to see, especially in the back office, how you can tell the synergy, right, between the doctors, between technicians, and then getting it back to coordinators, especially with cataract evals or even other offices, right? It's not a collaborative effort just between us here at Swagel Wootton, but also other health facilities, so like cardiologists or other retina specialists, especially getting cleared for surgery. It's really cool to see. You don't see that a lot in other health practices where they can talk so well and communicate so well for the patient's best interest. So
it's neat to see you guys seeing the journey through the eyes of the patient, right? You've been patients yourselves, and you know what that lack of coordination and communication can look like if it's not exercised well. So, cheers to you guys for making that important to you. All right.
I'm gonna interject there, Christian. That's something I want to just say about our tech department right now. I want to give them a little bit of praise. I've worked with many technicians, many departments from other facilities. I am very, very impressed by the quality and the level of knowledge that our technicians really display. Like, they're mini doctors, honestly. They're awesome, and I've never witnessed technicians who with such an amount of just understanding of what they're doing. They're not just pressing buttons and reading off the computer. They actually know what's going on. So praise to the tech department at Swagel Wootton.
All right, Kay, so I can't wait to hear what you have for Artie when he gets to the office.
Oh, I've got so much, so much already.
For that.
Oh, I have to.
No, in all seriousness, it's one of the most important positions, right, in our whole care delivery model. And if we don't have strong techs, we really don't have anything. So it's exciting to hear. All right, so just a little bit of fun here. Kay, what country would you move to if you didn't live here in the US?
That's actually a little tough. So I think in the end, I would choose Germany. I went and visited for a little bit, and they are so funny. They have a straightforward sense of humor. You wouldn't expect, but it's just to the point, and I love it. And they have the best tea selection ever. So
Tea,
Germany.
interesting.
Yeah, they have little tea shops you can choose by. It's all loose leaf. So it's a dangerous game for sure.
Well, I just learned something.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Artie, how about you?
For different country I would move to would be Spain, I think. Well, we really like Europe here, don't we?
Yeah.
But Spain, I'm a sucker for good urbanism. I've never visited myself, but I've heard great things and seen lots of footage and just different lifestyles through social media and whatnot. And I really admire their pedestrian culture, their cuisine culture, their good public transit, and it's just some place that. Now I already speak the language too, so that's a plus. So I think that'd be the easiest transition for me. But yeah, I think Spain would be awesome to live in.
That makes life easier when you speak the language.
Oh yes.
And Europe is pretty
bit.
awesome.
Yeah.
And diverse in such a small area, right?
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. All right, so final question for you guys. Artie, what's your favorite season?
Fall. Yeah. Every time the weather, especially here in Arizona, turns cooler, it's like a godsend, and we love that cool breeze. But fall also brings the change in seasons, but also brings, kind of like the start of the next the start of the end of the year, where you get I love Halloween, I love Thanksgiving, I love all these holidays. You get time with family, you get, Thanksgiving break. And it feels like electrifying almost. I remember one time I was on my little moped going home from work when it was middle of fall, and it was the first time I could feel the weather become really cool and the changing in leaves, and I just like got a little like rush of serotonin by how much I love the season. So yeah.
Those sound like great reasons to me. Kay, how about you?
Well, let me first start off by saying that when Artie says, everything's lowering, the temperature's lowering, he means it's under 100. So is it really lowered? Who knows? And he's pretty speedy on that moped too. I would, fall for sure. I am a big Halloween person. And then also here in Arizona, we joke about how hot it is, right? We get 120. But it really is cool that you can see all different seasons throughout the whole state. So you don't exactly have to see all of the changing of the leaves or get stuck in the snow like Flagstaff does. Yeah. You can come down to the valley and have a little bit of a nicer winter or a nicer fall. Still might not be as cool as up there, but it's really cool just to see. I guess you can see everything, all the seasons in one, especially down here in Arizona. So it's really fun.
Well, I knew I liked you guys because I'm a fall guy myself.
Oh, perfect. But, I was going to ask
there you go.
Yeah. And we also have continued to learn on this, just learned a little bit more about, the seasons within Arizona, which is also cool. Again, another marketing pitch for people to come out and visit Swagel Wootton in the fall.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much, not only for taking your time today, but also for being part of our team at Swagel Wootton. We are very lucky to have you, and I'm sure everyone else that's had the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you today would say the exact same. So I can't wait to see you next time I'm in Arizona.
Oh, and before we close, Christian, I have one question for you. Where would you, what country would you move to if?
Ooh, that's hard. Okay.
I know.
I'm going to give you two, and then I'll land on one. The only reason I'm giving you two is because I feel bad sticking entirely with Europe. So I'm going to, but one would be Italy, just because I love the pace, the food, everybody's nice, etc. So it's a great place to be. Like to spend time there, the rare opportunities that I have to do it. But I also like I also like Nepal a lot, which
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know this, but my two older children are from there, and I haven't been back in years. But it's a wonderful place, very spiritual, and we have an attachment to it.
Sounds awesome. And
That's really
what's
cool.
what's your ultimate one?
I have to go with Italy. It's quicker to get. It's easier to get to.
The Nepal.
Language is spoken, and I probably have to go with that. More diversity of things to do.
Of course. Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That was great answers for sure.
Yeah, that was very fun.
I love that you got to interview me a little bit too.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
You're
your
welcome.
time.
Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you.
guys.
Bye.
Have a good Monday. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.